Hey girl, Samantha's here, welcome to my channel, and today we're talking about Gleb. Gleb is a Russian actor who's on the main cast of Netflix's Élite season 7. And these days, girl, he's being cancelled, or the series being cancelled. And guess why? Just because its creators hired a holder of the Russian passport. As you may know, there's a scandal around this Russian guy on Élite's Instagram. This is what we are about to discuss in this video. But first of all, let me tell you some information I found about Gleb on Russian language media. Gleb is a model. Élite is his debut as an actor. In 21, he was hired by some Madrid-based agency, and he has taken part in shoots by Luce magazine, L'Officiel Home Thailand, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, GQ Portugal, and others. Gleb is allegedly seeing a Spanish girl named Maria. So too bad he's straight. Kidding, not my type. By the way, I fully described what my type is in this video. The link's gonna be under this video. Watch it after you watch this video. So let's get started. So guys, hell is taking place on Élite's Instagram in its comment section. Élite announced main cast for its season 7. There's a Russian actor and there are tons of comments like this. When it's almost 300 days of war in Ukraine, you decided to invite a Russian actor to your show? Are you serious? This is mild, guys. Cheer up, the worst is yet to come. I especially like this conversation about taxes Gleb pays to Putin personally. The first comment here, the comment itself, is in Gleb's defense, which I fully support. By the way, do I have to mention I don't support Putin? So let's read it. Guys, Gleb is just a man who was born in Russia. You don't even know how long he hasn't lived in Russia. Cancel the series because one of the actors has a passport of a different color. Circus. As I said, this comment is good. And then there's a reply to this comment. He only recently left Russia. Girl, it's leave, left, not lived. Gleb recently lived, as she writes. Russia? Who knows if he wouldn't spend his salary in Russia or send to his relatives. Then taxes from this money will go on some rockets. And even if we wouldn't even mention money, supporting Russians now is disgusting. This is apparently written by an economist, an accountant. Prominent one, I should say. A good one, maybe too good. I also kind of like the fact they're discussing when exactly the actor left Russia, as though it matters. Do you guys use Telegram on your phone? How dare you? It's founded by Pavel Durov, who was born in Russia and who left Russia relatively recently, 15 years, but still he's Russian. How dare you using Telegram? Oh, did you know that Natalia Oreiro, shortly before Russia invaded Ukraine, got a Russian passport? Because it's very convenient to pay taxes in Russia where it's cheaper comparing to the US, Europe, and maybe even South America. And this is what many famous people, including Gerard Depardieu, Naomi Campbell, have resorted to in their lives. Let's cancel them! Next comment. Starring Russian artists in such times, what a shame. Élite is not so elite now. So there are bad nations, there's bad ethnicity. Is that what you're saying, girl? Here's the news for you, sweetheart. This is exactly what Hitler said. He said that there are good nations and there are bad nations. It's called fascism. It's not healthy, it's not cool, girl. Honestly, being Russian is not uncomfortable even now. I didn't start the war and I can't finish it either. If experienced politicians cannot solve a military conflict, I have nothing to do in this area. So to be serious, guys, we've got to understand that politics is war without bloodshed, while war is politics with bloodshed. This comment is good. It was written by apparently Russian, and let's check the reply. This is more interesting. Oh yeah? Let's blame politicians when Ukrainians don't wait for politics and do all by themselves. Don't give in to pity. You either recognize the problem and do the best of your ability, or you keep your mouth shut and don't whine. It's your country, aggressor, not mine. It's time to take responsibility for the place where you live. Only you can do something. So guys, yeah, Russia is an aggressor, while author of this comment is geopolitician of promise. Great future in the field of geopolitics is reserved for you, girl. For those unaware, on February 21st, 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine. And there's an awful full-scale war taking place on Ukrainian soil right now. Ukraine has always been a sovereign state since the time the SU collapsed, and Russia's dictator Putin, just out of his expansionism ambition, started the war. Many countries across the globe, if not say all of them, are ruled by truly cruelly people who know nothing about empathy. Human life means nothing to them. Putin's one of them. I was in Russia on February 24th. I only left Russia in August this year. I'm Russian, by the way. You may not believe me, but I'm Russian. I'm a valley girl, but I'm still Russian. To be serious, I've got a lot to share with you guys. I've got a lot to say. In a nutshell, Russia is a terrorist state. And yes, there are many people in Russia. Even when Putin announced mobilization, there are many people in Russia who support him and his ideas. There are also people who try to fight the regime. Oh, and by the way, Russia's #1 police-ridden state. So many people fought the regime, now they're behind bars. And you know what? They're not Michael Scofield from Prison Break. Now their lives are just senseless. They're behind bars. Like, they cannot do anything being in prison. This is logical. And by the way, many of those who protested, who demanded for Putin to resign, many of them also managed to flee the country, of course. What's going on right now? They're like, at least at this on this Instagram page, they're being bullied by civilized countries, being bullied for being Russians. So once again, they fought against Putin while being in Russia. They managed to flee the country, which is good. They're not behind bars and their lives make at least some sense. And now they're being like discriminated in those places where they ran to. This is of course a very rough picture of what's going on. Everything's fine with me. I'm not being discriminated outdoors. I'm a hikikomori, you know. I rarely go outdoors. I do realize that many comments are written by Ukrainians. My presumption is that it's all being paid for, because a real person cannot just be so unwise. We all know that there's an information law going on between many countries. For now, I can also say that it was kind of unwise when Instagram allowed hate speech towards Russians. That was just unbelievable. What did they think of? They thought that 100% of Ukrainians are angels and 100% of Russians are demons. As for the actor, Gleb, as I've mentioned, not my type, sorry Gleb, but taken there's a scandal. If I were him, this is not my advice, I'm just saying if I were him, I would speak out like right now. And for you guys, well, first of all, thank you so much for watching my video. You can't imagine how I appreciate you're still here. I've got something to tell you. Guys, please don't think it's no concern of yours what's going on right now in Ukraine. Don't think like it has nothing to do with you. Being out of politics was probably okay in 2021. These days, the whole globe is going through hell. It's a hell of a time, and Ukrainian people are in pain just more than the rest of the world. Please don't think if you're in South America or in Africa, you've got nothing to do with it. This year, Russia's Putin has made a horrible disaster, or at least he launched this something that will lead to it. This geopolitical shit is very likely to lead the whole globe to hell, and is very likely to affect lives of everyone across the globe. Yeah, I know I'm going to be accused of conspiracy theories, overindulgence. Please forgive me that. It's just a holistic approach I support. I truly believe that everything's linked in this world. Butterfly effect, have you heard of it? I'm a philosopher, by the way. Yeah, I'm a valley girl, but I'm still a philosopher. So guys, once again, thank you for watching my video. If you're still here, please hit the subscribe, the thumbs up button, and you can also buy me a coffee if you want, by the way. Samantha loves you. Cheers.